this morning's broadcast over the next few minutes, and we are taking a look at road safety trips. Many people have already gone, but many will still be making their way this weekend, starting today. Long trips right across the entire country, and it's important to be safe on the roads during this holiday season. And we're joined by Director at Fleetmex Africa, Ashref Ismail. Ashraf, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Juma Mubarak. Welcome and great connecting with you once again.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Inayet, it's always a pleasure to chat to you and hope you are keeping well, inshallah.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, under the circumstances, obviously overwhelmed and uppermost in our minds is what is happening in Palestine, in Gaza in particular. But we know
Indeed.
that, many people, life will still continue and, well deserved breaks, many of them going away on holidays. And we are at that time of the year where, particularly looking at long distance travel, becomes a focus. But more importantly, in terms of road safety, it is a festive season. It is a silly season. It is the holiday season. But there are, certain things that we need to be aware of, Ashraf.
Absolutely. And as you correctly mentioned, today would definitely be one of the busiest traffic flow periods around the country. Of course, you'll have major traffic flows traveling along the major arterial routes. As you indicated, Brother Inayet, that, it involves long distance travel. So the exodus has begun. It would have started early this morning. A lot of people, got off from work yesterday already. Then there will be those who will be knocking off at around 12 lunchtime today. So going into this evening, we'll be major traffic volumes and patterns along the major arterial routes. From Gauteng, for example, the N3 traveling direction south towards Durban would be carrying huge amounts of traffic. Of course, then from Pretoria along the N4 traveling direction east towards Nelspruit, Mpumalanga, and of course, not forgetting the notorious N1 from Pretoria traveling direction north towards Limpopo. Not forgetting the tail end of the N1 going downwards towards Bloemfontein, Mangaung, and also further down towards the Western Cape, Cape Town. So all these would be major routes to look out for. Some of the hazardous routes I've already discussed because the traffic volumes are so high. Needless to say, the traffic authorities will be out there looking at particularly hazardous locations. We call them hazlocks on those particular stretches of the road. Don't forget the route from Kokstad in the borders between KZN and the Eastern Cape onwards towards Umtata. One of the most scenic drives you can have as well, but also extremely dangerous. Remember, there's no highway per se. It's in some cases a two-lane road at best. You need to look out for pedestrians. You need to look out for stray animals and potholes. So, those are the kind of things that we need to be looking out as well.
Ashraf, just looking at the main routes, what are the conditions of the roads at this point in time? Should we be aware of anything? Are there any roadworks? We know the stop go. Areas there are. I'm sure that there is still some work taking place along some of these routes.
Yes, indeed. I mean, particularly on the N3, which is probably the most popular corridor and one of the busiest, you would find the N3 throughout the year, Brother Inayet, has certain stretches of the road always under rehabilitation, under refurbishment. So it's ongoing. This time of the year, they try to, avoid as much as possible any roadworks to have a free flow of traffic. But I'm quite sure that particularly from Moy River Plaza onwards southbound, there's actually some traffic patterns that would obviously be hampering traffic volumes. There might be people who will be forced to go from two lanes into one lane. So again, patience required. And there would be other such routes in the Free State as well, where obviously they can't avoid, the construction that needs to go on as well.
Ashraf, just looking at the authorities or the traffic officials, what are they saying from a management point of view over this period?
So, every year, Brother Inayat, you'll hear the minister basically setting the marching orders. and threatening to lock people up and throw the keys away. Sometimes we hear all these things, but we don't ever see it happening on the road. So there'll be lots of visibility today, particularly tomorrow. Traffic volumes would start subsiding, and people must not be lulled into a false sense of security. I sometimes feel it is much safer to travel while the volumes of traffic are higher, simply because then the general speed limits are lower. At worst, you'll have a bumper basher kind of a crash. But what happens is tomorrow morning, those who are leaving will find that the traffic volumes have subsided along major routes, and that's when the high accident rates occur. The crashes where high speeds are involved, because you feel now the traffic officers are also not on duty. The traffic volumes are low, and I need to break the record. Everybody wants to break the 6 to 6.5 hour traffic record from Johannesburg to Durban or vice versa, and that's when problems occur. So I would really urge our motorists, please be extra careful. Do not take anything for granted. Make sure that you are well rested, that your vehicle is roadworthy. Make sure that before you start the ignition, you read all the necessary du'as, inshallah. Have your regular breaks. Along the N3, there's quite a few garages along the way. Stop every 200 kilometers or every 2 hours and enjoy the drive. Brother Inayet, I always say we have such a beautiful country. And if you can do it, take some of the B roads, try something different. You don't have to be on these heavy traffic volume routes all the time. There is such beautiful scenery to see along some of the most, incredible what we call B routes, getting off the beaten track and just allowing yourself to explore. Let the journey be part of the destination. Don't just rush to your destination, because that's when things go wrong.
Well, certainly, in fact, Ashraf, I would be the first one to actually heed your advice because, inshallah, I'll be leaving this afternoon as well, driving to Cape Town, but taking a rest in Welcome this evening, inshallah, and then proceeding tomorrow. So, inshallah, we make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all safety on the road. Just any final thoughts, Ashraf?
I mean, so you going down to Cape? Oh, I wish I was doing that. So just a quick one. What I was planning to do, and I'm still am. I'm just checking with our helper. She's departing late, and she's from Lesotho. So we thought we'll make it a sunny pass trip. Going into Lesotho via Bloemfontein, through Fixburg border post, and then Butabuti, Oxbow, Motlokong, and then Sunny Pass, coming down the incredible Sunny Pass mountain pass. So if you're going to Cape Town, enjoy the drive. If you're going to be sleeping over in Welcome, that's a nice overnight stop to make. And then all I'm going to suggest is make sure that you well hydrated, Brother Ibrahim, because when you be driving through the Karoo, it gets extremely hot. Make sure the vehicle also don't or overpress the vehicle. It also overheats, etc. Just enjoy the drive, and you'll be going through some hot weather going through the Karoo. So take it easy and just watch for some of the bad drivers, because along that route you'll find a lot of truck drivers dicing with one another, especially as you're going down the stretch. It's called Kani Dood. Kani Dood is Afrikaans term meaning not to die. And please be rested there along that route as well, and just be vigilant. Inshallah, Allah take you and all the other motorists, Salam Media listeners and viewers safely to the destinations, inshallah.
I mean, well, I'm hoping you hydrated right now, Brother Ashraf, because you called me Brother Ibrahim.
Oh, Maaf, Maaf, this is old age, Brother Inayet. Maaf, sorry about it. Okay.
Well, Jazakallah as well, and Allah Ta'ala keep you safe as well, Chef. Jazakallah so much, as always, for coming for your advice as well, and for your contribution to this morning's discussion right here on Salam Media. So, all the best to you, my brother, as well. Allah take you safely as well, wherever you're going to, bring you back safely, inshallah. And at some point in time,
Ameen.
we looking forward to meeting up.
Inshallah. Ameen. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ashref Ismail, director at Fleet Max Africa, with some travel tips. And with that, I'm going to be signing off. And I'm going for somewhat of a break, inshallah. So I'll be back in around 2 weeks from now. I know Najma Kota will be standing in for me during the time that I will be away, inshallah. And so we wish her well for the show, but also to all of you, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala grant you safety, you, your families, your loved ones as well, whether you're going or not. At the end of the day, let us continue. In our efforts, let us not forget, even during this time, let us not forget that there are people suffering. There are people that are hurting very, very badly at this point in time, and we're talking about the people of Palestine. So during our travels, the travelers to us, or else accepted, let us not forget our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Let us continue making dua. Let us continue supporting them in any way, in every way, what within our capacity. So with that, once again to remind us that it is a day of Jummah. It is a day where we get closer, even more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing justice to this day of Jummah, reciting abundant durood on Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If we haven't done so yet, the recitation of Surah Kahf is encouraged. So let us do all of that. And until we meet again, from myself and the team here at Salam Media, we wish you well. Next up is going to be Juz 9 by Sheikh Hani Al Rifai. And with that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.